Lightest guy. Yeah. You're going to have the lightest guy here kick it. No.
Yeah, you do have. You're the lightest.
Yeah, right? Size 11.
Okay, so here we go.
There's already a footprint there, so I'm going to go for that footprint. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Okay.
Don't kick too far on the low, but we do got new tools to fix the edge too. So all right, well just do what you got to do.
Just do it.
Yeah.
I've never done this before.
Let me show we're recording. We are recording.
Literally never done this before. I would never do this to a car, so first time ever. I have no idea, Don.
I was just shown this by Mike. This is really cool.
This hooks up like that, and the other one hooks up over here. These tie to the suspension side and pulling pull against
really
the fender.
Cool idea.
So now you have this open area to push with. So
that is clever.
All right, so Vince likes to show his strength off a little bit. This could be a push to paint scenario, which Vince does a lot, I know, with in his shop, where a vehicle will come in with big damage. He'll PDR most of it, so his painter can go in there without using Bondo and then repaint the panel. So that's exactly what this scenario is going to be about, obviously. And then we're going to give our takes. So we used cold glue in the beginning. Yep. Okay, that's a given. We all agree we're going to do that, right?
Yep.
What would you do? What's your first take?
My first take is to stabilize the body lines first, and then attack the crowns. I'll probably go through the wheel well and also through the door. I would open up the door and go that angle as well, and come in there. That way I got a straight shot at it as well.
Cool. You?
I would probably do the same thing. I would definitely go up and try to relieve some of these pressure points. This is a pretty good buckle. I think Ben's right. I think we would get this up and then we'll knock this down. And I think we're going to have some rigidity put back in the panel.
Now, one thing though, what I always do is I keep it consistent throughout the whole repair. So I don't just fix one area and then move on to the next. I jump around constantly. That way I'm not taking metal from some area that needs more metal. So it's all about bringing it up level all at the same time in different areas rather than just fixing one area at a time.
You're keeping it balanced, basically.
Balance, keeping it balanced.
That's a good idea. I mean, that's a good thing, section, because some guys are taught to, and I've been teaching him, and this is why we're getting different perspectives, is to control one section and then go to the next. But on a scenario like what you're saying right here, I think you're 100% right, Vince, is that you have to pay attention to the other parts of that thing, because it is one dent connected.
Sure.
And each part of that damage kind of affects the other.
Sure, it totally does. And you can kind of tell by, as you're bringing it up, and I don't know if you agree with this, Vince, but I love what you just said, because I agree and I do it the same way.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to like pound down areas where you're knock down or a hammer, you can just tell if you're going after a buckle and you're leaving a little bit of an imprint or a mark on that area that's too taut. Get away from that, go back to the lows, start working those areas a little bit, and then if you go back to a ridge or a buckle, then it's going to be a little bit better for you. So it'll be, you'll hammer, or in my situation, or knock down in your guys' situation. If you're not leaving a mark, then you've relieved that pressure on the lows and then move out to the next. But never force a buckle or anything. If you're making a mark, it's just too tight, guys. You got to relieve pressure somewhere else. It's talking to you. Yeah. So just go to the lows.
What's special about this hammer right here?
Other than I've just had it for 30 years, it's just just a wooden shaft. It's a German hammer, and I'm not sure what they use it for. When they're usually squared off on the end, but this is just it's a 200 gram hammer. This is a little heavier, like you were saying, Mike. Yeah. It's a little heavier, but something about the wood doesn't give any vibration back.
Yeah,
it's just works.
Now you want your fog?
Yeah.
Okay. yeah. Let's just see and kind of explain what you're doing.
Yeah. So instead of actually this whole area is kind of what I was already pushing. Maybe I'll blend all this out. This might be good if you can. You see that? If I get out of your way a little bit. So basically, I just like to bring it down. It's a shock. It's more of a shock value. So I don't like it to go. I like to try to pick it up. I like to pick it up because I think what happens is it puts a muffler on it. When you do that, you know, some situation it works great for blending a rail or something like that. So I was just blending it out, and this thing actually came all the way to here. I can do a little bit more right in here, but Vince wants to do this side, so it's actually holding what I want to do. I'm going to do a little bit more here, but like you see all this mess right here?
Yeah.
Let's clean that up. A little bit lower, you know, sometimes you can bring it down, but it's pretty rare, right? You know, you get like an outward ding from like a toolbox sliding in a trunk, or you know, you always get the oil cap, right? Someone's trying to close the hood and they got it several times. A lot of times you just can't bring it down even when they're sharp like this, but you bring them down and then but I'm not trying to make it a crater, I'm just trying to make it a little bit low so I can just clean it up really quick with a couple of pokes, you know, just a little bit lower than say. This went down a lot harder than normally would if like it was on a buckle on a body line like this, because you know, you can just hear the difference.
The high strength steel.
And it is high strength, yeah. You can just tell we're hitting it so hard, you know, so, but it definitely blends it out pretty well.
Yeah. See, where I would struggle with this is trying to be precise, where I know like the Donald, he's able to knock down really sharp high spots with this. I've never really been able to do that, but I'm sure, you know, with some practice I would be able to get in there and finish that off.
All right, so now we're going to be breaking down this dent. Now we've took a lot of the meat out. We had to actually have Terry push out some stuff here. Now Don's turn. We're taking rounds on it. So what are you going to do, Don?
I'm going to test and see here how much pressure we have on the top buckle where we lost a little paint. I don't know how that happened.
Okay.
See if I can't relieve a little more of this buckle now that I got a little bit up. Still a little tight. I don't like that. We gotta go back.
See how he's determined.
Leave a little bit more pressure.
He's determined to see if it's more of a push. He's trying to release some of that crown out. Who are you pushing that, Don?
I am right there. Right in that little area. I almost think a little heat might help, but maybe not.
You can get a heat gun on that, dude.
I think we should. I think it might move a little easier for us. Down to the bottom here, try to release a little more. Love this mat.
Well, I took that back. This area is the hardest.
Okay, well, I gotta pee first.
Changing of the guard.
Okay, I'm sterile. Ready to go?
Stat.
Stop. Okay, I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm actually gonna go through the door. I'm gonna open up the door and go through the top of the fender and get a different angle. That way we could cross-check at the same time.
Okay.
That will also allow me to use the longer one. the longer reach.
Oh yeah, and plus you get the thicker diameter of that.
Exactly.
Tool, right?
Here's the thing with the Stanliner tools. There's no such thing as a bad push. You know, they're easily correctable. It's really hard to make a super high spot that is too sharp to knock down. They're usually, smooth high spots that can be knocked down easily. So I use this tool all the time. I'm going to jump in there, come in from a different angle, cross-check it, and clean up a little bit more.
I think we should almost add that.
Just come in here on the back side.
Very good. Yeah, it does feel a little bit different, this metal. It's strong. It's a 2019 Hyundai, so that's the new high-strength steel they got.
Thin but strong.
That is a body line I'm creating, right? Both sides are now a good transition that we could go in and knock it down.
Yeah.
Like right here once. So I really like looking at, like, let's take the very start of the light here, not into the light, but starting to the light, and look, you can see where that light just gets so pinched, and the very brightest spot is the lightest spot. You can see how tight that is right there. That light is so tight. And if you move your head back and forth a little bit, you can see that that's really the spot that we need to knock down next. So I'm kind of constantly moving my head back and forth. Do you see what I'm saying there? Like, let me see if I can not kiss you, but here, like right here. Like move your head back and forth, like right in this area here.
Yeah.
Even if you get your head a little tighter, see how tight that light gets? It just pinches. So it just tells us, well, that's obviously high, because it'd be a fatter light if it was low, right? So I'm always kind of looking for the sharpness of the light and trying to use the lights behind it, even 6 inches in front, 6 inches in back, how it's supposed to look. It's easier said than done, but you'll see that. You'll start seeing a pattern, and you just want to make that light a pattern for yourself. Like, let's look up here once. I'll try to get low, and I'm going to work this area because this is really messed up right here. I think this will really come down nicely just with pounding, and it's really a mess. Kind of bouncing around, but just trying to get her smoothed out a little bit. I know this is low, so I'm getting a little bit, like if this was the dent, I'm actually trying to push just a little bit on this side. I'm trying to push that metal or pull it towards me. So if you get on top of it, you can just see, trying to push it down into that area. And I'm kind of doing that with the direction of my hammer, how it's hitting. Instead of hitting it flat, I'm really trying to push it.
All right, gentlemen. So we tag teamed this. I didn't get my part in, but these guys look like all-stars right here. The dent didn't come out. I mean, the kick didn't come out the way we wanted to, but the repair did, and we all had a nice little point of view on how we finished it. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. Now, is the dent completely fixed to what we would say close to 100%? No, not at all. But we roughed it out. Tomorrow I'll be letting Terry do the final finishing with some sharper tools, some more blending, some tapping, things like that. But we're pretty happy about how it went. So
it went well. I think for what that was, it turned out pretty well.
Yeah. And Vince, like you're saying, this is some real situation repairs, because some people like, hey, I just want the dent taken out, or hey, I don't want any Bondo, but I'm gonna get it painted. What can you do? And a lot of times you do combo dents like this too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we prep it for, we tell the customer, hey, we're going to do paintless dent repair first, so you don't have to have any Bondo, and then we're going to go and paint it. Basically save the panel, because that, in a traditional body shop, they would have replaced that panel
Easily.
And when it comes to Carfax and things like that, trying to stay out of that replacement panels and being on a Carfax report, or even make a claim, this is definitely the way to go, and that's why we did it and showed you guys how it was done for these purposes. Anyways, again, I hope you guys learned a lot. We'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.